Hi, Shayla. All right, I'm going to do your 1 hour spiritual healing now. So, you've got some different things going on. You're saying it's hard for you to describe your symptoms, but you haven't been feeling like yourself. You're usually upbeat and easygoing, but you seem to feel the opposite lately. You've been told that your third chakra may need clearing and that there are entities that need to be cleared, possibly connected to karmic ties between your mother and you. So it's been a few months that you've been feeling irregular, and so you want me to check it out for you. So, all right, I'm just making sure I've got everything. Okay. All right, I'm going to relax here and we'll enter your spiritual atmosphere, okay? We'll get started on this. I'm instantly touching you on just right here. Instantly, I see you. You're looking down. It seems like you're holding a small dog. There's a reflection of a bat associated with the scene, but I can't make out the bat. I just make out what is like a bat arm, you know, with the sort of arm piece and then the hangy bat part. So I'm entering the reflection further. I'm saying I choose to see now. In the choice of seeing, I see an odd space. It's got a lot of red hue to it. There's a dusty scene. There's an odd sort of red ball hanging in this dusty scene. It's like a sun or a pumpkin, and it's red. It's not really a sun, though. It's more like an object. I mean, everything is made out of red sand or dust, and even the mountains look like they could, if you touched them too much, they'd just start crumbling. Oh, my microphone's over here. Hold on a second. Get that sucker in place. There we go. So let me see. There's actually a flying saucer in this scene. There's projection of light or a travel through light, but there's also a projection of a stairway, so it's sort of like saying it's a stairway to the ground. There's nobody coming out yet, but what is now coming out looks... They're really thin, and they're very short, like 2 feet tall. Extremely thin. I wouldn't even be able to describe their appearance. It's like their shoulders are their neck or their head, and their hips and everything is all the same width, and they're very thin. I mean, there's only a very small degree where their arms are, but everything is pretty much straight from head down to toe, and they've got an odd sort of face about them. There's nothing concerning I feel about these guys. The skin color is kind of, it's not green by any means. It's like a brown green. It's more brown in color, but there's a green hue to it. And then perfectly black eyes. And the mouth is not like, I don't know how to describe the mouth. It's sort of different. It's not as soft. It's soft. It kind of projects slightly. They've got like some needle points on top of their head. And they're just very short. They look like little pencil leads. They're so quiet. They're just here. I'm just going to close my eyes and watch the scene. They really want me to acknowledge that the color of this scene is red for a reason. And it's sort of a reddish orange color. And there's importance to this scene. It has to do with exploration and discovery. Not just discovery of what the place is, but self-discovery too. And self-discovery that comes from some higher vantage point. And I'm not saying this scene isn't necessarily talking about you having alien interactions. More so, at this time, I'm translating the scene as sharing a very specific message about what you're accomplishing right now or what this is about. And it's about exploration, not just exploring the physical, but self-exploration through physical interactions and experiences that are beyond the senses, beyond what we see as normal everyday experiences. That's what this is. I am going up to this. I'm telling you, these guys, these alien beings, are gentle, are non-threatening, are not harmful, and they really don't have a real ticking clock of thought work about them. They're really simple, is how they feel to me. They're just nice. They have nice gestures. They're acknowledging that I'm here in this space with them, and the one is actually lifting my hand and going like that to it. They're showing me now this scene changing, and what they are showing me is these alien beings are now literally human beings off to fight a war, and they're full-fledged, sort of modern kind of military outfit, not like old school style, and even modern guns. And it's quite chaotic, you know? And this sort of intensity and the heartbeat and the effect of, you know, the focus is on movement and connecting with the goal and using force if necessary, and it's violent, right? But in the experience, you're not choosing violence. It's not as if you're thinking about violence. You are just acting, is the only way I can describe it. You are acting out of instinct. By choice, obviously. You're choosing to be part of the military, but you in the scene, in the moment of chaos, you aren't thinking, you are just acting. And the action is violence, if necessary, in order to accomplish the goal. And there's teamwork involved as well. So they're looking across the field. There's a lot of dark entities across on the other side of this field, and they're saying, hurry, hurry, come on, men. And all I see are really black, shadowy figures across on the other side. I'm inspired to try something new here. I just did this in the soul rebirth journey today, where I just start spinning in the scene, and then I collect all of the energy that is within the scene and transform it into light immediately. There's something really, I don't like the way the scene feels, and so I'm just going to try this and see what happens. They want me to acknowledge that there's a darker vibration associated with it, and the darker vibration is enough that it creates it. My body helps me know what the scenes are about, because my body will either feel joy, it'll feel fear, it'll feel all kinds of stuff. And so I feel extremely uncomfortable in this scene. And so in the process of feeling uncomfortable, I'm inspired to immediately correct the sensation and transform it into love immediately. Sometimes it's good to explore, though, and so I'm going to just do this approach, and then we'll see what happens next, okay? I'm pulling out energy from the ground as I'm spinning in the sky. There's a massive large crystal coming out of the ground. I'm really impressed by it. I'm surprised by it. It's blocking between the two sides. It's blocking what is like American soldiers, and then what is black shadows on the other side. It's creating it's a massive crystal coming up in between, and the crystal is creating light on both sides and helping to balance both sides even. This is important. It's creating an energy field, is what they say. I'm spinning even more. I'm pulling up even more crystals from the ground. Now the earth is completely, it's like the earth is made out of crystal. These are like smoky quartz crystals, completely blocking both sides. I'm building them up higher and higher and higher. I'm spinning the whole scene now. I'm blending all of this wisdom together. I'm blending it all together. I'm pulling even the side. I'm pulling in the sides even. I'm just collapsing everything. I'm going deeper down now. I'm actually diving into the ground and going very deep now. There's a root cause, they're saying. It's quite dark down here. It's quite contaminated. I'm going down in dark soil, right? But there's also like I'm bubbling, like exhaling, and it's creating bubbles. There's a deep vein within you. I'm saying light, enter. I'm finding just short commands and then stopping and allowing the commands to manifest is quite effective. I say love, enter. I'm at a stopping point. Basically, it's just completely pitch black down here. There's nothing to see. There's nothing, no sound, but there's quite a disturbing vibration down here. You aren't kidding about feeling off or even having a reflection of just feeling like negative entities are somehow involved. And I'm wondering here the meaning behind, I don't know what your relationship is with your mom, but there's a battle between good and evil, or I don't know how you want. I mean, there's no winning team when it comes to war. There's never a winning team. And so between both sides, I mean, the good guys, so to speak, feel like they're doing the right thing by taking out the bad guys. They're dark entities, so technically, yeah, they're kind of evil, but how can you destroy evil with evil, right? And so these evil guys are just doing what comes naturally. They just share their evil, you know what I mean? It's not going to change anything. So there's obviously a battle going on between good and evil, so to speak. And so I'm just pulling up crystal energy in order to manifest transformation and change on both sides of the fence, for both the human beings and sort of the evil spirits. That I don't know if this is associated with your mom, but this is very important. And for me to go dive down into the ground like that and go into this very dark space is also quite essential in helping you feel better. This is quite a contamination. So I'm just examining the space that's really deep down. I'm seeing that is all pulled into a black orb, and I'm unrooting it. I'm pulling it up and out of there. There's a massive ape on the... I basically quickly just pulled it all the way up to the surface, and I handed it to a giant ape that was just standing out there, and the ape just swallowed it. Now he's taking it away. He's sort of evaporating and disappearing. They're saying he is entering into the light. It is his role to do this work for me. He was actually called in to assist with this work. I mean, he's a giant Donkey Kong guy. He's like 50 feet tall. He's way taller than all the trees and everything. It's like he can touch the clouds is how tall it feels like he is. He's very tall. Maybe 100 feet tall. He's just disappeared. I'm filling this sort of open hole with energy. And I'm twisting and twirling it downward. I'm planting seeds down there that are going to grow very massive trees to help heal this sort of toxic energy hole. They're talking about natural growth. You are actually going through a natural growth cycle. Even if it feels uncomfortable, that's part of growing. Sometimes it's sort of like kids on their first day of preschool. Their growth cycle is to get to terms that their mom and dad are leaving them behind, and now they're about to experience something new. It's scary. It's like some of them get really upset about it, you know what I mean? So the growth experience can be very uncomfortable, you know, for all ages. And they're saying this is a natural growth experience. And we're doing work to help purify these spaces that are creating the real friction-y feelings in order for you to feel like you're on top of it again, okay? There's like a giant coconut kind of thing just fell into the hole, is just filling into this sort of grounded space where the orb was. And I'm shining energetic light and sort of a liquid into here. I'm just creating the right space for growth. It's got really deep roots that go very, very long ways down. And it's growing upward. It's really filling the space completely, and it's like a massive redwood tree. It's interesting because it was a red scene. The first scene had a lot of reddish hue to it. It's like an orangey red, though. You really needed this. This is totally stalled out, this battlefield scene. All the people are just stalled out. They aren't even thinking or acting. They're just frozen. This is the only way I can describe it. I'm literally asking heaven. I'm saying, what would you do in this situation? What do you see when you see war and you see this healing that I'm trying to manifest here? How do you complete the healing process so we can make this really impactful for you? So I want to see what happens. They're wanting me to blend the first scene. The first scene was very honest and genuine, and it was curiosity, and it was sweet, and it was something so natural and inquisitive and new and different and eccentric, and it was everything about that scene was really beautiful to me. I mean, there was nothing growing there. It was all sort of charcoaly, sort of dusty sand. But there's something really beautiful about it, and they're wanting me to merge that sort of energy or feeling with this space. So I'm actually creating the ground. I'm altering the color of the ground. I'm making it the orangey dust color. And I'm allowing this to take place. I'm still having this giant redwood tree there with the really massive roots. This is doing crazy work. I'm allowing the crystal to remain that grew out. They're asking me why I'm choosing to keep the crystal there, and I'm saying because crystals are really beautiful. They just remind me of earth and healing energy that just vibrates and rings off of them, and it wants to help you. It wants to help you feel better. And crystals are amazing healers, And they're so easy. You just touch one and it shares its healing energy with you through a vibration. And then you feel the vibration. And this tree obviously is a reflection of Mother Earth as well. And I just feel purifying scenes of violence with Mother Earth and just other reflections of something better than this is always, it just feels right to me. They're reminding me how there on the other side of the crystal is a lot of dark entities, and I can refuse to look. I've been in the trenches with the sort of military men, and since everything grew into a quartz crystal, massive quartz crystal wall, part of me has just been back here with these guys in the trenches, right? So I'm just looking at like a smoky quartz crystal like wall. And then when I was spinning up there, all I was seeing was what was on the other side, not the shadowy guys, but looking at the military men. So I've been paying no mind to the other guys. And there's something to that. There's something to just choosing to focus on what is healing, focus on what is healthy, focus on the transformation experience, and then anything else just evaporates on its own. They're wanting me to go to the other side of the quartz crystal and to see what is over there. So we have these guys, these military men are just frozen, right? Massive redwood tree, giant crystal wall, red sandy stuff all over the place, and some sort of mountainous things that I can kind of see on the other side. So I'm going to go onto the other side of the quartz crystal and now see what is there now, okay? Because I haven't looked over there yet. They're wanting me to see these entities, to blend them all together as one. I am to go to them and touch their heart as one infinite reflection. I'm sharing quite a vibration of love into them, and I'm saying, light, fill their heart, love, fill their heart. Love, enter into their lungs. Love, transform them today. As I gaze into them, they're just reflections of just dark shadows, the only way I can describe it. There's like 12 of them here, and I just blended all the dark shadows into one shadow. And then I'm just looking into the one shadow and sharing this reflection of love within it. And I'm allowing it to, it is absorbing it. It can't not absorb it. There is a very disturbing feeling about it, but I also understand. This isn't a derailing experience, but it does create a discomfort, you know? I'm just merging into the shadow now. I'm filling the shadow with my love and my energy, and with my heart and soul and mind and everything. So now that just nothing really, I merged with it and just sort of vanished. As I'm also simultaneously experiencing this sort of spinning thing going on where I'm also still spinning. And there's sort of the thing is the reflection is shifting and changing its truth, okay? And so after I just did that work, I'm now allowed to see some new pattern of information. So this person that is me spinning up here above these crystals and such, there's a male figure that's coming, and there's sort of a sexual just interaction going on here. They're saying that it is not with me, it is with you. The thing is I'm in your spiritual atmosphere, and I'm learning about you and doing the healing work. So this is a complicated one. So in the process of doing my job, right, or in the process of being completely, I am busy, you know what I mean? And then I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to do something extremely important and extremely profound. Now is not the time, is the way that this is sort of projecting. So I'm not really sure why he's come in here and what this means. I need to experience this more. I'm transforming it so that it is you that is now spinning. And now you've come to a stop. You are coming down to the ground. This man has quite a beard, and it's kind of a reddish orange color, and it's got curl to it, and his hair too here. This is interesting because reddish orange is coming up again. But he's also got tanned skin. There's something very handsome about him, kind of a Greek flair, kind of like a Greek god style flair. He's just really perfectly built, and got kind of that, the sandal thing going on, and there's something also kind of Greekish about you too. This sort of a white outfit that you're wearing, and the sandal thing. Then you've got black hair. There's a love relationship between you. But there's also something strange about it. You're acknowledging that he's here. He's sort of bending you backward and kind of like that dance move, and you're just going for it. And then he's also sort of wanting you to drink something from this pouring object that's made out of gold or brass or something. And the thing is when he leans you back and he's filling your mouth, you're like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, you can't do that. It's just too much. So there's something not quite balanced here. They want me to acknowledge that I am on the other side of the quartz crystal wall, and this is what is taking place on this side of the wall. This is really, this is going to be a complicated thing. What are they saying? That I'm asking them, I'm saying, so is this side of the wall where there's conflict? Because on the other side of the wall, everything is stalled out. And so they're just wanting me to continue with the journey. I'm just trying to contemplate what that means exactly. So let's see what happens here. I'm choosing to take this from his hand and just, it's evaporating. I'm having him pull her back up so she's standing upright, he's standing upright, and now they can look into each other's eyes and we'll see what the interaction is. He's quite sexual. Like, I mean, he's ready to go, you know? He has no problem touching her body immediately, like in all of the main places. And so she's not, I'm not like, I mean, he's got the vibe going, but I'm still waiting to feel the, like, oh, I'm so, like, happy, I'm so in love with you. I'm not getting the vibe from her yet. There's still not quite the right balance here. I'm having him stop. I'm giving him a red rose and I'm having him be a gentleman. And so I'm just having him step back for a minute, acknowledge he's got a red rose, and then hand you the red rose and swoon you properly, basically. I'm telling you to play hard to get. So thank him for the rose and now walk away. We gotta do this right. Let's see what happens here. He feels confused. He takes it as a rejection that she's walking away. They're saying this is an important exploration. I'm just going to add this red sand to this place. It's just like a red sandy world. I mean, but the sand is kind of cool. It's not sand. It's like dirt or something, but it's not. It's, I don't know. It's soft. It's really soft to the touch. It's like silky soft, you know. And that's what I mean. Like if you touch the mountain, it's just pieces just gonna crumble off. You know, it's like powder. And so I'm creating that sort of sand world here. I just want to see what happens. And I'm inspired now to evaporate the crystal wall. I don't want there to be anything blocking either side. I want them to be one. That was really important. Because there's an issue with there's a reason why that happened in the first place. And when we remove the barrier, now everything is blended, so we can see all sides infinitely. We can see in all different directions infinitely. Nothing is blocking our view. And now we can see one side to the other, and then so on and so forth. There was a healing component towards choosing or having that experience take place. There was also wisdom associated with it, but now it is appropriate to blend both sides into oneness. It's also important that I tell you and acknowledge again that those dark, shadowy entities have been totally transformed. When I merged with them, they also blended with infinite light and infinite love, and they had no choice but to instantly digress and transform into light, is what they said. I was like, man, that happened way fast. They weren't real strong. They weren't real demonic by any means. They really didn't have a consciousness. More so, they're just darker. They're just kind of, I don't know how you would describe their meaning. Like a really bad thought that just, you can't get it out of your head. It's not like it has a demonic consciousness, but hold on, let me put there's somebody at my door. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes I get little people at my door and I gotta go see what that's about. All right, so I'm checking out the scene and it's blended now. And this red world is also a part of this world now. So it's sort of like we're back on that planet again. But we have a redwood tree and we have this odd red ball in the sky. And then, so I'm just looking at everything here. It's almost too busy, you know, there's just too many things going on. And I'm kind of tired of seeing a red sandy world. It's time to really start doing something that feels balanced to me, you know? They're asking me, so what feels balanced to you? And I'm saying, we have a redwood tree growing on a red sandy world. We have alien beings here, which you don't often see alien beings where there's sort of two Greek lovers as simultaneously military men that are frozen and paused out is still waiting for some instruction. You know, it's just, there's something, it's totally not quite right, you know. There's something about this too. I'm wondering if your life can feel kind of busy. Things just aren't kind of blending quite right together. And it doesn't mean that they can't be, that it can't be like this, but it can feel like it just isn't the right blend, you know? Like we should see a redwood tree in a forest of redwoods. Should see military men removing their outfits and returning to their families and being in peace. We need to, you know, there's something with these alien beings. They need to just be in their own scene. And then whatever these lovebirds are, let's put them in a Greek scene and see if we can create the right balance. So let's do that. You see, there's something about the way this is rolling through, too. It's trying new things and then making it happen, making things manifest through choice and activity as well, and creating a new organization of your identity. That's it as well. Part of what you've been going through is also reorganizing your identity. And they're looking at different reflections of, alien reflections, past life reflections, lifetimes in war reflections, earth scenes as well, all blending together. So it's sort of like that is the ascension sort of experience we're all going through, like June, July, August, September. It's been really putting us in a weird, you know, kind of way with our emotions and our mind and the way we feel about life, the way we feel about ourselves. And this is a total reorganization of your identity. And part of it feels really weird. It feels like you're a fish out of water, you know, and you don't know what happened. Something just doesn't feel right. I've been feeling that way too. A lot of people have been feeling that way. And so this is also part of what they're showing me, a complete reorganization of your identity. So we're going to reorganize it and get things balanced in the way that they need to be. This is going to help you out a lot. I am choosing to move the redwood trees into a redwood forest. I'm going to stay here and I want to focus on the magic of this. This is a really important scene because these redwood trees are insanely old. They're like dinosaur trees. And what comes from age is wisdom, you know? So in this space is really a reflection of extreme wisdom and wisdom through age, you know? Age of a soul, age of a physical life, just the experience of age, right? And it's wisdom that is even, it speaks without words, you know? And it's healthy, it's super healthy. And it's really Mother Earth style. And through that, it's just so nurturing to the body and the emotions, the mind, everything. Everything about it is really nurturing. I'm allowing a moment of patience and rest and experience of feeling settled because I want to make sure that you can feel this energy within your reflection. It's very important. I don't want to rush this too much because these scenes have been really interestingly rushed, just quickly pushed through, but very effectively though as well. And exploring things through asking for help and reorganizing them in totally random ways and doing things differently. This is all part of the message of the healing wisdom. And it's important for you too in your life right now. These trees are speaking to me in a way that is creating a vibrational, it's like I'm turning into a gong of energy. And I too am merging with the trees as well. It's interesting. It's like those shadowy figures that I merged with. I'm sort of blending with what are all these trees, merging with all of them. It's the feeling of it is so amazing. I mean, all these trees are blending into one massive, amazing tree that I'm merging with, and I get to experience it. So instead of saying it as I'm saying it as you. So you are experiencing it. You are merging with these trees. And you are experiencing them in oneness. And they are experiencing you and each other and the harmony of Mother Earth. And everything is blended in oneness. It's amazing. They're saying, they're encouraging you to let go. Let go of your emotions. Let go of your fears. Let go of your stress. Let it all go into us. The trees are ready to soak up your energy and heal you with Mother Earth. You are merged with them now in such a way. They are really encouraging you. They're speaking. They're saying, let go. Allow yourself to release your energy into us. The energy that creates feelings within you that aren't creating joy, right? We're here to help you experience joy. We are here to help you. They're really encouraging you. I release my energy into the wise redwood trees. That's what you need to say. I release now my negative energy into the wise redwood trees. This is a big deal. It's creating a mist, a green mist all around, and the trees are absorbing it very happily. They find it to be nutritious. It's sort of like, we're like, ew, doggy doo-doo. Trees are like, doggy doo-doo. We're like, oh, I don't want to hurt the trees with my negative energy. The tree's like, I really want to eat your negative energy and transform it into something pure and positive and make you feel so awesome, you know? Trees are like that. They want to feed off of your pain and suffering. It makes them grow stronger, makes them healthier, makes them happier, and it makes you happier too. They want to touch your life. They want to fill you with healing. And their roots go deep, and they're very wise, and they know just what to do. They're really still encouraging you to fill their roots, fill their trunk, fill their branches, fill all parts of them. There are many of us here. Trust us. We're here. We are here for you. Fill us with your pain. Fill us with your tears. Fill us with your confusion. Fill us with all of your emotions. Allow us to heal you now. That's what they're saying. It's amazing. It's amazing. This greenish sort of mist is just filling the orb, and it's really beautiful. It's revitalizing. There's just a moment of patience here, as a lot of energy is flowing between you and the trees. There's an odd crow flying through here, and one of the trees created a human hand and pulled the crow downward, and now the crow's merging with the tree as well. That crow is part of a sort of a negative reflection, and that needed to be transformed too. They're saying you're releasing they're showing me more crows, and the crows are sort of blending now with the trees and with the light and healing. This is coming from your release as well. Trees are ready for it, so you nail them. Give it to them. Let him heal you. There is singing going on in the forest, and the singing is creating a beautiful vibrational experience, even blending with the amazing vibration of these redwood trees. It is singing, and this whole experience is just absolutely just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's so, you deserve to feel this. Everybody deserves to feel this. The forest healing you. The forest helping to reduce that feeling of contaminated energy, negative energy. It's time to let go of it. Time to heal it in nature. Every time I see a crow, I'm doing work to transform them into orbs of white light. And so it's sort of like there's a bunch of bubbles just floating around in this forest. It's a really amazing experience. This is really important that you got this work done. I'm just going to close my eyes here, and I'm asking them what we can do to inspire, a closure on this scene so we can enter the other ones. They're allowing you to merge within the tree in order to continue to release, and those sort of crows are just going to continue to transform into bubbles of white light, they say as they come, and then merge with the trees even. They're asking me what scene I want to focus on next. And I'm saying I want to focus on these military men because I really want, in my heart of hearts, I get that people talk about, importance of soldiers for our protection. The one thing I would love is to see every soldier come home and be with their family, because there's nothing more important than kids having their mom or their dad at home. There's something important about us finding a different way to change this world and take care of each other and share and heal and share love. It's got to change. We got to start seeing things differently. And so I just choose to see that they're waking up now, and that they're in this different version of a scene. They're all getting a declaration that it's okay for them to let go. They're putting their guns down. And they're able to celebrate because they can go home now. They don't have to do this anymore. So I'm seeing them all returning to their homes in all different states. And in every home there is such a joy and an embrace because somebody they love is there to hold them and tell them how much they missed them. And the energy of love shared between their hearts is just so moving because it's been so long. And now they can wear civilian clothes. They can have a life where they can then grow with somebody, grow with their children, grow with the ones they love, grow through experiences of love. There's something important about the love that is shared within the household of each and every one. I'm seeing each and every one has a different version or experience of love. Each version of love is different. In one version of love, they do not have children. And they're just sort of romantic lovers that met, and then they stayed in touch while he was away. And now they're able to embrace and start a life together. In another house, they've had children, and now they're all embracing their dad, and the wife is embracing, and there's so much love and healing. It was specifically men. I did not see any women wearing uniforms in this version, so I'm just going to go to each one of the men. The love in these houses are just, wow, it's amazing. It's creating its own sunlight. It's so touching. And this young man is coming home to his family, who is so happy and have missed him and have worried about him. And there's such a huge celebration, and all the family members are there welcoming him. There's a house is decorated. There's an amazing dinner. Everybody's there, and there's just so much joy and so many tears of love, and just so thankful, so happy, so blessed to have him back without any harm. This love is really intense. There's something different about this one. He's older. It doesn't seem as though he has somebody to come home to. He's really a deep thinker as well. He's visiting his mother in the hospital. He was really worried about her. He didn't think he was going to see her before she passed away. He's been really upset about this for a long time. He's there holding her hand, and he knows that she's not going to live much longer, and he feels blessed to be able to say goodbye. They're talking about sincere versions and experiences of love that we have with one another. There's so much more meaning to be had in these experiences than when we are working as a team in order to kill other human beings or whatever it might be. There is a different way. There is a different way. There really is. We can come up with a solution, and we can come up with a solution. They're wanting to merge all of this versions of love into a very meaningful orb of wisdom. It's something so special that you would want to hang it on your Christmas tree, something. And it's sort of this tree, this scene with the trees, like the meaning is just so real. It's so valuable. It's so sincere. It's worth recognizing over and over and over and over and over and over again. So let's see what else we can do. These two lovers, this male, this female, we need to create a Greek sort of scenery. It's something Greek here. Something about a forest as well. But there's got to be some small elemental space that has white pillars and sort of a rounded dome. It's somewhere sort of enchanting where they can get to know one another properly. He has quite a side to him. He's very masculine. He's got a learned ability with a bow and arrow, and he feels very skilled. He's kind of a show-off. He's quite fun, though, in that way, but he doesn't really know how to control himself. But that just goes to show how much he's quite attracted to the female. There's something good about that. But he needs to take her cues. He can't just manhandle her because he just can't help it. He kind of have to help it to do this right. So he's showing off to her, and she knows it. She knows he's showing off. And she thinks it's really adorable. There's something right about this because it's capturing her attention and helping her to see what a great charismatic guy he is. And, he has that sort of protective male nature, and she feels safe with him, and he's strong and is skilled at something, and she finds that to be valuable. He's not a slacker. He's not he has charm to him because he's athletic, and he's very good athlete with the bow and arrow, so to speak. But he's strong. You can tell he's strong. She's charmed by his behavior of showing off how he can shoot a bow and arrow while she's sort of sitting in her white dress in this sort of pillar with the pillars and the dome. It's just a little space, and they're out in the woods, and they're laughing. He's got a lot of personality. She's more quiet, and she's got a very sweet laugh and a very genuine smile. You know that her laughter means it is real. Her smile means that this is real. It's not a fake smile. Her gestures are not fake. She's just quieter. He wants to go to her, and he's sort of asking me now if it's okay, and I'm like, I think she's charmed enough by him. just slowly approach her, though. Don't attack her yet. So he is. It's kind of surreal, there's a surreal moment about it. It's kind of like a romance novel kind of scene right now. But they're sort of at a distance, right? So he's out here with his bow and arrow, and she's sort of still over here. She's standing up, and he's sort of coming towards her, and she's sort of walking towards him. And they're slowly coming towards each other as they're looking into each other's eyes. And they're just becoming more and more mesmerized by each other. And they're just sort of almost like they don't have a thought in their heads. There's only to meet the other person's eyes and then meet the other person's eyes as well. It's just a perfect gaze into each other's eyes. They're captivated now by each other. He always was so captivated by her. She was captivated by him, but she's shyer, she's just not sure. But she feels more comfortable now because he showed her more of himself, And she's falling in love with him now. And through this moment, now they're touching each other's hands. He isn't going to kiss her yet. He's just looking into her eyes and waiting. He's more patient now. He sees the value of being patient. He's touching the side of her face, and she's sort of leaning into it, and now they're starting to go into more of an embrace with an affectionate kiss. It's awesome. It's really special. I'm actually getting to experience their hearts are pounding, right? And they're starting to beat as one heart, completely merged. They seem to know each other's instinct. They seem to know each other's needs. They feel each other's energy field. They're so blended. He cares for her now. Before it was just sexual, but now he actually cares for her, and through caring for her, and then the sexual experience happens and it's balanced. She feels safe and comforted by him, and so now for her, the sexual experience is also balanced, and so now they're true lovers. And now we have a perfectly merged an orb of just a perfect falling in love romantic moment between two. That too is worth acknowledging day after day, this beautiful balanced moment. So now all we have left is this red planet, some sort of red ball, and these alien beings. So what do we do now? They're quite lovely. They always were in balance with the scene. They always were a part of the balance. Everything is just in order again. Everything is in balance again in a way that you've really needed it. You've really needed to get a lot of things back into balance. I'm allowing them to enjoy exploring this planet, and we'll see what happens here. They actually are wanting to grow life here. They don't want it to just be a red deserty planet. I mean, it's not, it's like, it's awesome. I'm not going to lie. The way the dirt feels is like silk, and it's really awesome feeling. There's no wind at all, period. So nothing is blowing. It's just settled, completely settled. It is like silky ash or something. And it's a reddish orange color. They are planting seeds. They're doing something. They seem to know just what to do. They're developing a landscape here. It hasn't grown just yet. It's in the process of growing. They're creating versions of love that manifest real gardens of beauty. A real scene where beings, animals, insects, all can thrive in oneness with each other. Their efforts are worth it, they say. We came here from a very, very long ways, and it is worth it to us to come here to this space where we can transform this space and make it inhabitable. Make it a real habitat. I'm just watching. They're busy. They're just busy bees. It's like watching bees at work. They're just planting things in the ground. And they're doing different things to inspire growth. I wouldn't have a clue what it all is, but it is to manifest growth and manifest a new version of truth. There's water that is developing here. It is actually lifting out of the ground itself. Water is. They're using sounds to create energy and creation. They're actually using sounds, and the sounds are awakening things, are motivating movements to take place. There are rocks forming as well. So it's sort of like pebbles in a brook are sort of coming up from the ground now too. There have not been any sort of plant life just yet growing, but water life and now pebbles and stones are coming up from the ground. They're creating wind. They're moving the ground itself. They're helping plants now to grow, and these ones look kind of leafy, like jungle plants. They're inspiring animals to be inspired or manifested into the space. I'm telling you, it looks like a real life forest. Not so much jungle either, but there's something about it. It's kind of like Northwest rainforest style. This big old trees, and the water is so clean and so fresh and pure, and animals that live out there. It's just, there's something to it. It just feels right. And there's mosses growing and mushrooms, and there's plenty of rain and moisture in the air, moisture in the ground. The ground is not so much red as it is sort of brown and softening into real dirt. They're creating the right atmosphere, and it's starting to create a blue sky with clouds. There's something about their identity. They're just wanting to take off their mask now, or something like that. They aren't exactly what they appear to be. They're sort of like nature spirits or something. It's important that we create the wisdom for you to understand your experience, right? And then to manifest the healing, and then learn even more new versions of wisdom. There's a lot here about love, family, relationships, and healing with Mother Nature. that are important. And then just the experience of just knowing that you're going through a reorganization of your identity and it feels off. And this work should really help create an uplifting feeling and balance in you. And this should really help rumble some change through your life. So they look like little children, but they're like, I mean, they're probably maybe a foot tall or something. They look like little nature people. That they're humans and they don't have fairy wings, but they don't have gnome hats, and they're totally naked and they're just helping things grow. Like a foot tall, and they're male and female, and they look like miniature kids or something. And they're happy and they're joyfully doing it, and they're laughing and playing, and they love what they've created. They love the clean water, they love the air, they love the way the trees communicate, they love the way the balance is. They're just laughing and playing, and they're just quite joyful. At every turn is really fun to watch them. They want to be inhabitants. They want to live here in this place too. They're creating this space also for themselves to enjoy. They wanted to have a space to enjoy too, so they created it through choice and through love. So we're allowing that now to be in an orb of healing for you too. So we're just going to blend all of these orbs of healing together into oneness, and then I'm going to place them within your heart, okay? So that way your heart can start generating these positive vibrations infinitely, up, down, to the right, to the left, every direction. It's part of you now. So I've blended it with your heart, and I'm allowing you to release any other congestions that come out associated with the vibration and the ringing sounds that are so healing. It's releasing a lot of old energy from the back of the head and then out the mouth too. I'm putting love within each and every one of your chakras, and I'm allowing that love to manifest vibrations of healing and light that go in all directions. I'm helping you to inhale love as well. Love that fills your mind, your whole body, all the way from your head down to your neck, down your shoulders, down to your hands, down through your torso, your legs, everything, out your toes and all that. Inhaling and exhaling it naturally. Okay, so that is what I have for you. Thank you very much for this amazing experience. It was really fun. So thank you again, and thank you for your willingness to share this openly on YouTube for us all to learn from your awesome soul. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in any spiritual healing or psychic reading with me, you may do so by visiting my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.